me see. Oh shit, that's pretty cool. They just came out with this feature. I like that. um,
Dang, who's that in the bottom right or the bottom left?
that's Vicki.
That'd be me. That'd be me.
Let me see. Is that going? All right, yeah, it's going.
Hey, do I need to be lighter?
Hello. Yeah, if you could up your light a little bit. Hello, everybody. Hello. This is the Cabrini Kid Podcast. We're episode 11, coming to you streaming on YouTube. So like and subscribe, share the link. We also are coming to you on X. We are coming to you on Twitch. We are coming to you on Facebook and at the Instagram as well. So everywhere you are, we are at. So thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, like and subscribe. I got two very special guests with me today. Coming to the podcast for the first time, we have Miss Vicki, is it Zangl?
Exactly.
Miss Vicki Zangl, introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Vicki Zangl. Hey.
Hey, Vicki.
What else am I supposed to say?
Hey, we'll get to everything else. So
I know you will. I know you will. I'll leave it for you to ask the questions.
We just needed a jumping off spot. And then I got my second guest today. We got two guests on today. My second guest, Mr. Keinon Perkins, KP, as he's known.
What's going on? What up? What up? What up? Hey, this is gonna be fun. I'm ready.
It's gonna be a good time. It's always a good time. Always a good time. All right, so as customary, we kick it off with a question, and then we just kind of go where the conversation takes us. So today I want to talk about something I've been seeing a little bit on Facebook this week, and I know it's only Wednesday. I've seen this post probably 4, maybe 5 times this week on Facebook, posted by different people, and the post basically went, if you want to take a woman out of her wait, let me see. It said if you want to put a woman in her feminine energy, take away her masculine responsibilities. If you want to put a woman in her feminine energy, take away her masculine responsibilities. Yep. Keinon, I already see your face going, so I'm gonna kick it to you first. What do you what is a masculine responsibility to you?
Like what's a masculine responsibility that a woman would have?
No, what does that term mean to you? What when you hear what's a masculine responsibility? Like,
yeah, so I don't really understand that question, because I think because I know the thing is now that women think that men are softer now comparatively to years prior, I guess. So a lot of women are saying, men are softer now. So, if you want me to make you feel like a man, you have to make me feel more feminine. Is that kind of what the question is? Is that like?
That's kind of what it is. I mean, I think that really what the post is saying is that if you want a woman to be more womanly,
yeah,
then you have to be more masculine and to do the things that a man is supposed to do.
Get back to the chivalry is really what it is,
Oh. Mm-hmm. Now touching on chivalry, Vicki, obviously, because you are a
woman,
key part of that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like chivalry is dead? I mean,
yes, I do.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think that we have such a diverse type. I mean, when I was growing up, things were so different. And obviously my mother taught me the certain values. Everybody believes whatever they grew up with, so
mm-hmm.
the that quote that's being put around is so many women feel like they have to do everything themselves. And it's kind of like, back in the day, you would see these, what is it? The man would work and the woman would stay home with the home duties. It was like that old school vibe. Well,
Right.
now women are so, you know, I'm going to be the boss of everything and I'm going to, do this and I can do it alone. I don't need a man. I don't need this. I don't need that. Not that. And I think it comes from, I don't know, bad situations that people have been in that they don't trust a man to do anything. So they want to teach their girls to never trust a man. And it goes both ways, though, but the masculine energy is where a woman feels like she has to do everything and the man just gets to sit down and do whatever he wants and doesn't have to plan a day out, doesn't have to go out and do the yard, doesn't have to, pick up the tools, you know, doesn't, in my opinion, a woman wants to feel safe. A woman wants to feel like they're feminine. To be real, they do. They want to feel feminine, but if they have to feel like they're masculine around a man, they're not going to be feminine
I agree with that.
at all.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now that she spread a little bit of shed a little light on it from a female perspective, KP, do you feel like when you hear that as a man, do you feel like there are things specifically that men are supposed to do? Whether that's, in the past, in relation to today, do you feel like there's things that innately, like as a man, you're supposed to do?
I think, I agree with her wholeheartedly, but I think that as a man, of course, you should make your woman and your family feel protected when it comes to doing all of the things. Now, there are some men who start off doing all the things, and then they get comfortable and they stop doing the things. And that's when sometimes that woman picks up that part of the slack in some relationships, maybe. But I think in relationships in totality, I think, in my personal opinion, it should be very, very, very reciprocal.
Yeah.
Point blank, period.
I agree with that.
Do you feel like you're guilty of, in a past relationship, starting off doing the things and then not doing the things?
Now we're opening up the can.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there.
There you go.
So, I think that every man to some degree is guilty of stopping doing all the things. I'm not going to give away our one big secret that everyone really knows that's not really a secret. But hey, this is the Cabrini, like the Cabrini Kid podcast, right? So let's say this. So most dudes, and I tell this to my girlfriends, and I won't lie to you, I've been guilty of this before. But to answer your question, David, I won't generalize, but a lot of men will do the things until they get the thing. And then after that, we're not doing the things anymore.
Okay. That's very poignant. Geneva says, I think that women feel that his job stops at the moment he leaves for work. I felt that in past relationships where I'm working and then I got to come home and everything's on me to do. Yeah, when you feel like you don't get a break, when you feel like it's just a never ending grind, obviously nobody wants to be in a relationship like that. So Vicki, to kick it to you,
yeah,
kind of the reverse of what I asked KP. Have you ever been in a past relationship where you saw the switch and you said, I'm just going to do it? And it turned into it turned into the Vicki show as opposed to we're in a relationship.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think that that happens more often than not. However, I think, and you know, to not put the whole blame on a man, for instance, like I think sometimes women um like they have an expectation and they want it done a certain way. And if the man tries to do it and he doesn't do it the way she wants it, it's it's not done right. And I have been guilty of that. So I get why he wouldn't want to do it. So I understand. Am I right? You're laughing. You know I'm right.
Yeah,
And it's like
it's
and
like
it's
it's
so
like loading the
true.
dishwasher, right? You try to
Yeah,
go load
right.
the
You didn't do
dishwasher.
it right.
Yeah, you didn't do it the right way. I'm
You
gonna
didn't
just
do
do it.
it right. But at the same time too, though, there are those other things where, it's kind of like you're both working. I mean, obviously these days everybody has to work in a household to make ends meet, right? So if everyone's working, anything that you come home to should be 50-50. And most of the time, in my experiences, men feel like they get home, it's their time to lay on the couch and do nothing. But if you have kids or whatever, it's kind of like, no, your job's not over. There's still a lot of other stuff to do. So I think that's where things get missed. It's like the lines get blurred on. And so that's where women feel unappreciated. And we're kind of like, wait a minute, hold up. Why do I have to work as much as you do, but yet still come home and do everything I'm supposed to do? And this goes for even families that don't have kids, live in
Mm-hmm.
partners, anything. It goes for anybody. It's like, there's just got to be that even weight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like even dispersal of like the responsibilities, if that's cooking, laundry, getting
Exactly.
everybody ready. Obviously for the parents who are watching, I'm a parent, Vicky's a parent, Key, I don't think you're a parent. So, but she said, he said, but she said even households that don't have kids, like
Yeah.
you still have that dynamic where it's things you got. It's like somebody you got to eat. You still got clothes that you got to get ready for the next day. So
Yeah.
it's still work, just different work.
Right.
Um, but I'll pose this question to Key. Do you feel like as a man, you okay, let me put it this way. I feel like all men want to oh, we got Terry popping in. He's on the road.
Terry!
We got Terry popping in.
Yeah,
um,
what's up, y'all?
Hey,
um,
Terry.
What's up, Miss Vicky?
Not much.
I
I,
feel
I
like
heard a little bit of stuff, but go ahead, David.
I feel like so. So the question is, I feel like well, the point I'm gonna make is, I feel like every man wants to do all the things. Like you have an internal drive to do all the things, but to the guys in the room, Kia and Terry, do you feel like if you don't see certain things from the woman you're in a relationship with, does that make you want to pull back on doing those things, even though it kind of goes against like your nature, like you want to do it, but I'm not doing it for this one.
Yeah, a
I,
thousand percent.
I don't know if you were trying to get me to talk,
No,
but
I'm
I
saying
can't
I'm
hear
saying
nothing. So give me a
you
No,
minute.
no, yeah, a
You
thousand,
go
a
ahead and take
thousand
over,
percent.
KP.
Um, a
no,
thousand percent, a
nah,
thousand
not
percent,
all men are made the same.
a thousand percent. I'm super reciprocal. So like, if if I'm the one that's making the effort, I'm doing the texting, I'm doing the calling, and then it's spotty on your end, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like that's that's not reciprocal.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
If I'm the one who's granted, like here's where like women may think men are soft, but if I'm the one who is always asking you to go out somewhere or go out on a date, maybe just once you say, "Hey, let's go," and let's go. You know what I mean? So like, it's yeah. So I would pull back for sure, for sure.
I feel like sometimes women would probably do that maybe for the fear of rejection, and maybe they're bringing the past trauma from something else into that. Because I feel like if you have good communication or you're in a good situation with this person, they wouldn't have a problem saying that kind of stuff to you.
Oh, so
And
that's another thing.
Yeah.
Most people, most women, they say they want a good communicator, but when they get a good communicator, they don't like that good communicator.
Yeah. Yeah.
He communicates.
That's not
he communicates
always true,
too much.
Yeah.
He talking too much. Now he's talking too much.
He's talking too much. But so it's like, I swear to you. I mean, I got so many opinions. I swear to you, I swear by the Chris Rock quote where he says, I don't know if this is verbatim, but he says, like women, dogs and babies are the only creatures that are loved like unconditionally, or something like some kind of quote.
That's
you know what I mean? Men, like we can. Oh my God! Like okay, so and I'm sorry to go on a tangent. I'm sorry to go on a tangent, but like certain things that like women do, if a man does it, he's looked at either as soft or crazy. But if a woman does it, it's like par for the course. So for example, I had a female get mad at me because I didn't text her back within 10 minutes. 10 minutes. She blocked me. Now, now, if the dude does that, the girl is talking about the dude all kinds of crazy to her friends. Like, this dude just blocked me. This dude is crazy. Blah blah blah. This dude's he's soft because he blocked me because I didn't text him back. You know what I mean? But
what's the age group of this girl, though? Let's talk about the age group of this girl.
40s.
Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Yeah, no, that's definitely trauma, trigger warnings. I don't know, something, but yeah, she's obviously been hurt before. I mean, we've all done that, but guys do it too. There's ghosting going on. And
of course.
I mean, everybody does it, right? So I don't know. I feel like, I don't know. Females and males are so different, yet I think there's so many of us women that we want to be counted as equal, and we don't want to take a man's balls away from him. But then again, I don't use the word soft on a man. You are who you are, but I've had enough dating experience where I have expectations, and I will not take less than that ever again. Yeah. You know what I mean? And that's just the way it is. And if I didn't have that now, I'd be single. I'd be like, nah, screw you. I don't need this game. I'm too old for this shit. I don't need it. Sorry, Steph. I just,
I thought I was going to be the first one. No,
I got I have a really bad potty mouth, so sorry.
No, it's fine. Curse words are fine.
Yeah. So I just feel like men and women are so, I don't know, there's a tug of war, but I always feel like if there's somebody that you really care about, there's a lot that you'll get through. You'll peel back the onion because you want to. And, like, seriously, I mean, if this person's blocking you after not responding to her in 10 minutes, that's just weird. Like, I mean, that I didn't even do that when, I was in that phase. That's just, that it is what it is. I mean, I wouldn't want to pull the onion back on that one either.
Geneva said, it depends on what you're talking about. Is good communicating good morning, every morning, good night, how's your day, or is there substance? Because those type of communications get old.
I agree with that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I feel like if a guy didn't do that, then y'all would feel like he wasn't showing interest. Like
Yeah,
if
see,
if instead of looking at it like, oh, that's sweet, he texted me first thing in the morning when he got up, it's he texting 10 other girls good morning. And I think a lot of that comes from because now at our age, we've been through so much. We all have so many scars that we kind of start off thinking about it pessimistically. You know, we just automatically approach it that way. Like she telling me that, who else is she telling that to? Instead of,
Yeah.
oh, that's sweet that she said that.
Yeah.
Because at this point, and I'm sure Key could probably agree, like we've been cheated on, we've been done a certain way.
Yeah.
Um, you know,
Yeah.
we kind of start off looking at it that way, unfortunately.
And those are those triggers. That's the trauma. That's all about what the trauma is. And it's like, you hear so much about, people, what's really in your childhood, or what's really this trigger from? Is it from when you were 2 years old? It's kind of like, okay, well, what is it really? If you've been married and you're divorced, okay, what are the reasons for this, or what are the reasons for that? But I think as we, get older and go through relationships, you kind of start learning what it is that you want and won't accept less from,
Mm-hmm.
and that's just like, there's just certain factors now in my life that you got to read signs. I can, you know, there's so many signs that both parties, both men and women, look past. They don't see the red
Mm-hmm.
flags because they don't want to. And so then when all of a sudden the red flag gets put in your face, you're like, why did I not pay attention to that? It's because, well, you really loved this person, or you really cared about this person,
Mm-hmm.
and you were doing this and you were doing that. And then when you sit back in hindsight and you have somebody else that's just amazing and continues to be amazing, you're like, man, I was an idiot back then. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think that it happens to both of us, men and women alike. I think there are women out there who are disgusting human beings just as much as men. And
Right.
that is a sign of that's a sign of who they are. That's just, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like if you don't have that kind of heart or that kind of mindset, then you're not going to be that person. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. Yeah. Geneva said, I'm not saying you can't say good morning, just not the same boring hello, good night.
Have some oomph behind that good morning. But then, you know what, also too, though, it's kind of like, if you're in a relationship and you're doing this thing for 6 months, okay, you're with this girl or I'm with this guy, and you're constantly, every time, it's like clockwork, you're always saying good night and you're always saying good morning, and there's always a process of how
Mm-hmm.
you're doing things and the way that your relationship works. And then all of a sudden that doesn't stop. So where does your mind go in that? Oh, okay, now he or she is getting to that point, or he or she is doing this, and you're being different now. And then they're going to be
You're
like, well,
switching
what
it
do
up.
you
You're
mean
switching it up
different?
on me.
Exactly. Okay, so where's the communication in that? Why aren't you
that's
telling me? Is there a problem? Did something
that's why you
change?
can't.
You tell me.
That's why you can't do it so much. You can't. You got to
Nah,
sprinkle. You
I
got to
don't
do it
agree
in
with
like
that.
you got to
I
do it
don't
like two
agree
or
with
3 days
that.
a week just to keep them.
Nah,
Just
nah,
Monday,
nah.
Wednesday, Friday, just to keep them
No,
guessing. You know what I mean?
nah. There should not even have to be a plan. There should not be a plan. It's
Terry
just the
said the
way you
switch up
work.
be wild.
Yeah, just don't have a plan, but don't change it up without having a conversation. Like, that's freaking, that to me is being acting like a, now that to me, you want to talk about soft, that's being soft. You're walking away from something a man should handle, or a woman's walking away from what a woman should handle, a real woman, right?
Hmm. Do you okay? So let's
He's laughing. Are you
let's
laughing at
touch.
me?
Oh man.
Let's touch on that. What do you do you believe in the term a real man or a real woman? Do you believe in that term, or is there
Depends on what
something?
you feel real is. I
Because
mean,
I will, like, I'll give my perspective. I don't think there's a such thing as a real man or a real woman. I think that there are men who do what you want them to do, and there are women who do what you want them to do. And I think that people who want a person that they're interested in to do certain things and he does it, they'll say, "Oh, that's a real man. He opens my door, he pulls my chair out, he takes out the trash. That's a real man."
Yeah.
But really, I feel like what they're saying is that's a man who does the types of things that I like.
Yeah.
Do y'all feel that way, or do you feel like there is like a definite term of like what a real man or a real woman is?
I kind of feel real man or real woman is all in the perspective of the person. I don't think it's defined by I don't think there's a certain label with certain, certain
So
words
it's
under it.
subjective, like everybody's gonna have a
Yes.
different.
Yes. Absolutely objective. It has to be, because your real may not be my real, like, I don't know, like maybe your real woman wears heels all the time. I'm sorry, I'm 6 feet tall. I don't wear heels all the time. So that doesn't make me not a real woman. I mean, it's all perspective. It really is, in my opinion. Like, I know what my definition of a real man is, but I feel like that word real goes with, it's just like it's just a term that people are using for somebody who is actually a considerate and caring of the person that they're with, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Come on.
Keys over there on
Yeah, what the hell?
pins and needles.
No, I think I mean, I could be totally wrong, but I think when most people think of what a quote unquote real man is, again, I could be totally wrong. You could tell me if I'm wrong, Vicki. But I think that if a woman says be a real man, I think for the most part, they are speaking to the points of being a provider. Is that fair to say?
I don't know. I would have to be, that may be a portion of it, but I don't think it's the whole thing.
No, not the whole thing, but it's
a portion of it.
It's a
Yes.
component. It's a component.
Yes, it's a component of that word. Yes.
I would say it's a healthy component.
Yeah, I would say so. Yes.
Like over 50.
No, I don't think over 50. No, I don't think over 50.
But as far as a real woman goes, I like you guys mentioned, I think it's totally subjective. I don't know, man. I'm different. Like when it comes to relationships, I don't really, as long like I'm very big on for all of those that are, if you've never heard this song, it's by Anthony Hamilton. It's called I'm Good, or We're Cool, or I'm Good. I think it's called I'm Good, or We're Good. Like that's kind of like my antithesis of a relationship. Like I don't, like, as long as we're happy, I don't really care about all that trivial stuff. And it comes off as nonchalant / not caring. You know what I mean? But I just don't, I think like real woman, real man, if I'm doing what I need to be doing to take care of my woman, then, I guess I would be considered a real man. If she's doing what she needs to do to take care of herself and me, then I guess she would be considered a real woman. So however that looks on the outside of the relationship, that's very like subjective.
I would agree. Totally agree. Well, and that's where the 50-50 comes in. It's kind of like, if you want a woman to be a real woman and, look nice and all that stuff, okay, well, you have to do the same thing too. It's kind of like, I don't know. Everything, in my opinion, is 50-50. It should be 50-50. I mean, not everything, because I'm going to say, and I don't know how many women out there are going to be like, what is she saying? Men are just physically stronger. It's just the way it is. Stronger as in strength, not in mind. Women are stronger in mind. You guys
I don't know about that.
We are. Look it up. We are. Trust me, we are.
y'all
And
might mentally get there first, but I don't know
come
about.
on. Nah, come on.
There's a debate to be had there. I feel like
Okay. Well, then we need to have that on another show because I'm going to tell you right now that women are mentally tougher than men. Sorry, but you guys are physically stronger than us, but we are mentally tougher than you.
I'm not gonna
Okay.
argue. I'm not gonna argue.
Don't
He said, I'm
be
not gonna
silent.
argue. Keith said,
Don't
I'm
be
not gonna
silent.
argue.
Don't be silent.
I think that the only reason that I say, well, not the only, but one of the biggest reasons that I say that men are mentally stronger is because we deal with societal pressures that bleed into our relationships that women don't have to deal with. Like a woman can come into a relationship and not provide anything. Men don't have that luxury because not only do we have to go into a relationship and provide, but we also have to be seen providing as well to be viewed in society as what's a good word, as having value. Obviously, Kevin Samuels, may he rest in peace, made popular the term high value man. But that's not just like in your relationship, that's also in society too. I don't think that women have that pressure to live up to that expectation because women can go into you like Vicki, you can go into a relationship and just be Vicki, right? Vicki can go into a relationship with no job, no education, and just look good and be
Nah,
straight.
I wouldn't agree with that. I wouldn't agree. And maybe it just is from my world of where I come from, but I wouldn't agree with
Mm-hmm.
that. I just wouldn't. I wouldn't agree with that because, there's so many men out there that want a woman that can think for herself, that's smart, that can, be powerful. And then there's other men that just want the girl to look good, and that's fine. And that's all a choice kind of thing. But I would say that there's just as much pressure for women out there, if not more, than there is for men. But trust me, I'm not taking away what you guys think because I do think men have pressures, but they're just a lot of times more men than not will not go seek help if they need to, if that makes any sense. Like
Yeah,
if you
but
guys are
that's because
struggling with stuff.
because but that's because one of the societal pressures is that you're seen as weak if you ask for help
By who though?
by
Society.
society.
But what does that matter about society? It should matter about what your family feels. Who cares what society thinks?
Yeah, but that's easier said than done from a male's POV.
Okay.
Yeah, like
You know what I mean?
you have to exist. I feel like as much as we want to believe that our bubble is the end all be all to it.
Yeah.
I feel like we have to exist in both. Because if you didn't care about both, we could be perfectly content living under a bridge in a cardboard box as long as we love each other, right? But
No. Nope.
Geneva said it's a proven fact that women need more sleep because we use more of our brains and we are better at multitasking.
That is right. She's right. She's right.
I feel like that's because just because you think a lot doesn't mean you think
Nah. You're not gonna
better.
take that away. Nope. 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 I think for men and women, that's where the disconnect is that men don't understand women in that aspect, and women don't understand men in that aspect. Like, you're right. We may see you as you're supposed to be this tough big guy. Why can't you handle it? Like I'll give you an example, okay? An ex of mine, we will not say names.
We love story time on the Cabrini Kid
Yeah.
podcast.
So we're laying in bed, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and we hear a sound. Who you think gets up?
I
The
mean,
woman.
by you telling the story, I'm assuming you're the
You're
one that
damn
got
right.
up.
It was me. I'm looking at this person going, why the hell am I getting up? You know, you're supposed to, and here's where the, I'm sorry, be the stronger man
The
and
first
get
line of
up and go,
defense.
huh?
I said you're the first line of defense.
Yeah. But I mean, it's just like those little things. It's kind of like, okay, I guess I'll get up. You know, you've got any type of weapons on your side of the bed and I don't. So, you know, what is, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
Mickey
I don't know.
said, "That's a lie. We are expected to be beautiful, be skinny, make money, have a low body count. None of that matters when it comes to a man."
You guys lie about your body count anyway, so what does it matter?
Wait, body count. Wait. Say that again. What's okay?
Are
Am
you,
I
so
like,
are you familiar with the term body count?
no? What does body count mean?
Key, why don't you go ahead and explain? Have a
Yeah.
quick little explanation.
What
Yeah,
is
so body count. So body count means how many people you have slept with.
Oh God.
Bodies, like it's bodies. How many
Oh.
bodies do you have? So basically, she's saying that men are expecting all women to have a low body count. Not in this day and age, boo boo.
No. It's
Not in this
sad.
day
I
and age.
was gonna say, but I feel like everybody just sleeps with everybody now, and it's not even it doesn't even matter. Like, who cares? Oh, this person's doing this. This
It
person's doing
matters.
this.
It
It
matters.
matters. It definitely matters.
Well, yeah, but I'm saying it matters to certain people, but to other people, it's like, who cares? It's just this. It's just that. It's just like, oh my God. Like, I've never seen so many people like just give themselves up for one night in my life. I'm like, wow.
So why
I
does
just
it have
feel
to be
like
one night?
what?
Why does it have to be one night?
No, I'm just saying that one night for this or one night, oh, this guy this or that. I'm talking for like women that I have known. It's kind of like
I
there's
got
no
you.
respect value anymore. Like even for guys, it's like there's so many, it's just no big deal anymore. And where I, you know, the way I grew up and the way I am, I'm just like, nah, man, if you're my one, you're my one. I'm not giving you like you're not going to get body counts on me, you know, like my body count for
I'm not gonna
relationships.
be a
Okay.
notch.
I'm not going to be anybody's notch. No, hell no.
See, but
Hell no.
that's the thing. You will never you may not never know if you're just a notch. So,
I know.
no,
I
If it
know.
ends prematurely, that's the only way that you would
That's
know.
the only way I would know if it ended prematurely. And there's just, I mean, just the way, and maybe so, maybe a long, long time ago, but I guess I just don't put myself, well, now I would never put myself in a position that would make me be that person. I just feel like there's just such a lack of respect for women and men alike. There's just no respect value of the relationship value, I guess, and the one-on-one and the making it work. The old fashioned, I guess, is what you would call it, the old fashioned way. But, you know, there's going to be your good time girls, and then there's going to be that's the one you take home to mom.
see, but see, but how do you differentiate? You don't know. You never
You,
know.
if you don't know, then you're not reading the signs.
But you never know the signs. People can put your blinders on.
Well, then you haven't been through enough relationships.
No. I'm not saying me. I'm not saying me per se. But what about the person who like, which we've seen this story a million times. But like, what about the dude who wines and dines the girl?
Yeah.
Meets the parents, wines and dines her, and then on the back end, he's putting his hands on her. So
Yeah.
you never know. So that's what I like. It's like relationships in general is a crapshoot.
Oh, absolutely. I agree with you. And you have to, I think and then that's where the trust factor comes in. And God knows we've all been burned on trust factors, right? I mean,
Right.
you know, the last 5 years of my life, I was living a complete lie and didn't realize it until the worst could have happened. And to me, the way I look at it is like, that was eye opening. And so maybe now the way I look at it as nobody's going to get me like that again, ever. And so I look at it as, huh?
You got your sonar up now.
Well, yeah. And so it's kind of like the guy that I had been dating for a while, I won't let him in that far. Like I keep him at an arm's length. Like I don't want, he doesn't get to come into my world right now because I'm busy with other stuff anyway. But it's like kind of like, you're going to prove it to me. You know what happened. You know what I've been through. You know what this person did. And you show me that you're going to understand where I'm at. And
So can,
that's just a trauma for me. But for men, like for him, I mean, he's sticking around and
so can I
he's
ask you
like,
a question?
yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna read your face before you even answer this question to make sure you're telling me the truth.
Okay.
Has there been relations yet?
Yeah.
Okay. Finish on.
You mean like sex?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So
Absolutely.
so that's what I'm saying. So absolutely. So I'm not saying this guy is whatever. But based off the point what you just said, it seems like he's sticking around.
Yeah.
If he were to say, I'm done with you tomorrow,
I wouldn't blame him.
But also I think too, to Key's point is that, let's say this dude sticks around 10, let's say 5 years, right? Another
Yeah.
5 years, and you say, you know what? He's earned his stripes. He's stuck around. He's the person I thought he was. I'm gonna let him all the way in. And then bam, the other shoe drops, right?
Yeah.
I think what Key is saying is people have gotten very good at hiding who they are and can
Yes.
be, if they want to do it for a nefarious purpose, right?
Yeah.
So he's saying, if we're looking at it from a perspective of,
Yeah.
I'm protecting myself because I don't want to give myself to too many people or
Yeah.
too many wrong people
Yeah.
or too many people who haven't earned it. Is that necessarily better than giving it to somebody and then years down the road they also end up not being the right person either?
Well, I would hope by 5 years comes around, I would hope that you would think that you've
so
know who this person is. I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because of experiences that I've had or, even in the past or just most recently. But I guess, it all comes down like you said, it's a crapshoot. And you just have to hope and believe that what you're seeing is a true display of who they really are. But I feel like, you know, I've been removed from my situation for quite a while now, but I feel like you can know somebody's real heart and you can know somebody's character by who they surround themselves with. And so that's kind of the way I look at it. It's like who are the people that, why do these people love this guy or why do these people love this girl? What is her history? What is his history? Is he this kind person? How does he, like everyone says, how do you treat the waiter or wait staff? It's like there's got to be a kindness there. There's got to be, and I know you guys use this word, but maybe men do have to have a softness for women to. I feel like a man has to have some softness, and I mean soft by being not always having to be so tough. Like you don't have to be so tough and be I don't know.
see, but
And
then
I don't know how to elaborate on that unless I was in an example, but
then where's the boundary of being too tough and being a simp? Or
I just think that you guys have to realize it on your own because I'm going to tell you right now, if a woman loves you enough and if a man loves you enough, you're going to be able to say, look, man, here's how I'm feeling. And then you're going to say, okay, well, here's how I'm feeling. It's like, okay, well, I need this from you. Okay, well, I need this from you. Okay, I'll work on it. I mean,
I want to live in whatever bizarro world you're living in right now.
It's
he
not
said,
bizarro.
can I be
What
invited?
makes it bizarro?
Please,
Bizarro?
can I be a part of that world?
What world are we talking about?
We're not talking about the United States of America. That's what we're not talking about.
Torian said you should
how-
always be cautious, but that's a huge deterrent for a person to stay and continue to try and win you over.
T-Far.
Yeah.
Geneva said you want them to be soft with your emotions.
Oh my God. Stop, cut it out.
I don't know.
We want you to be soft with our emotions, but then we're looked at as soft.
I don't know. I look at it as, I don't know. Whatever you guys think the world I'm living in, I've lived my world. So trust me, my world, in my opinion, is not bizarro. It's just the way I feel. It's the way I see things.
Yeah.
And it's my expectation of myself, and it has nothing to do with really anybody else. So
No, 1,000%. But I'm saying if the way that if that is the way that your world is, then that would be a great world to live in, because
no, it's the way the world that's the way I would love to see it. Like that's
Right.
kind of like if you could get that, that would be great.
Yeah,
Because
1,000%.
yeah, and if you think about it, there are relationships that do have that. And
Yeah.
I just don't think everybody finds it. I think you have to find the right person, but then there you are trying to peel that onion. And sometimes after 5 years, you peel that onion and go, oh man, I got a fucking rotten one.
And you just crying.
And you just cry.
Yeah.
And you cry and you want to well, you cry and then you become successful. Success is the best revenge. That's all I can tell you.
One thing I will say, I think that there's a common misconception when it comes to, because I know we touched on body count a minute ago. I think there's a misconception, and I really don't know where this misconception comes from, but I'll just speaking from my own personal experience, my life, right? I've known Key over 10 years, right? Terry, whenever he pops back on, he had bad reception, but I've known Terry probably almost 8 to 10 years. I have never once in my life told one of my close guy friends, like, oh man, you've been with 100 women, you the man. That conversation has never happened, not once. And I don't know where that misconception comes from, where girls think that guys pat each other on the back for a high body count, but chastise them for having a high body count as well. Because unless Key's separate group of friends is very different, like I said, we've never had that kind of conversation. We've never had that conversation. Now, you might pat your guy on the back for getting a baddie. Like, yeah, you might do that. But that's not like hundreds.
Yeah.
I just don't know where that comes from.
I think that's more of a. No, we don't. As men, I would hope that we don't. So,
Oh God. Go ahead.
So I mean, I'll probably say this. I'll be honest. Probably like back in the day in college and stuff. Yeah, we used to brag about taking down X amount, et cetera. But I think as you grow older, I think you grow out of that. I would say in my older age, is that something that is celebrated amongst friends? Like if a dude's like, man, I took down 3 or 4 girls this weekend. Am I like, oh shit, that's crazy. Yeah, let's go. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
I just think
I'll listen to the stories.
Right.
But you're not going to participate.
Geneva said, like David and I, we bust on each other all the time. But if he's going through something or I'm going through something, tending tending to someone's feelings and being there for one another. Yeah, I agree with what she's saying, because you want to be the person that you're in a relationship with. You want to be that person's confidant, right? Like, I'm supposed to be able to go to you for anything, emotional or otherwise, and vice versa. I can say from my own personal dating experience that I have been, I guess, blessed to have enough experiences to have seen both sides, where you're in a relationship with someone who is ready to let someone be their rock, right? But I've also been in situations where that person was nowhere near ready to let somebody be their rock. And that's harmful to the relationship too. So it's a two-way street. Like Vicki said earlier, it's 50-50 in that aspect. Like, I got to be that person for you. You have to be that person for me, but we both have to be ready to let each other do that. And if we're not, then somebody's going to hit the wall.
Right.
It's because people are so fleeting nowadays.
Yeah.
In the relationship sphere, like people ask me all the time, KP, why are you still single? I personally, people don't believe me, and if my friends are paying attention to this, I would love to be like in a relationship. I would love a best friend. You know what I mean? One of those people that like as Geneva mentioned, you can roast each other, you like your confidant, et cetera, et cetera. But people are so fleeting, like they don't stick around that long
to get to that point.
To where, you want to, the man, or at least me in particular, I'm only speaking on myself as to why don't have a girlfriend, but it takes the time to be vulnerable to that point, to where, to get to that point. So until, like, it's hard to find like your best friend, because as soon as you don't text somebody back,
you get blocked.
You get blocked.
And now you're getting cooked in the group chat.
Right. Or as soon as you don't take them to a certain place for dinner, or you don't, and so they don't stick around to be that best friend, or to get to know that man, or to get to know me in order to get me to that point. So then it just turns out to be, what it turns out to be. A
notch.
So you know what I mean? And it's like, so that's why, like, men and women are super, that I think in this, I know you guys, I know David is in a relationship, and Vicki, from my understanding, is too. I'm the only one in this P. There's a lot of P in this dating pool, and for men and women, and it sucks. So, like, when people say, man, you just like to go out on Sundays, or you just don't like to do anything. Well, I mean, sometimes I do want to spend time with someone, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know, man. It's so hard out here, man. It's hard.
No, I get what you're saying.
It
and
is.
I'm sure Vicki could probably attest to this too. It's like, when you're building a foundation with someone, and before you get done building, that house falls down. So now you meet another person. Now you're starting over. You're starting over from the first brick, and you might get a little bit further, but that house falls down. And some people, you might actually get to the point where you got the foundation up, you got the studs up, you putting the roof on, that house falls down. So I'm sure, like I said, I'm sure Vicki can attest to that point. Like,
oh yeah. There's like, it's kind of like when you are like, I think, like, I had to be super vulnerable. What was it about? How long ago, David, that you saw the video? I had to be vulnerable, and that's really hard for me to be vulnerable.
Yeah, that was probably like a month and a half, almost 2 months.
Yeah, 2 months ago, maybe. That was really hard to be vulnerable, because I am a strong person, and I don't like to fail, I guess. And that's my thing. But that also comes with, being in a relationship. And then, I think if I really thought about it, going into building that house, there were signs that I totally ignored. Even though I knew some things, I ignored them. So I built a house that shouldn't have been built. You know what I'm, if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. So that was partly my fault, So I mean, it's not my, I'll never change the kind of heart I have or the kind of mind I have because of what one person did, but because that just shows who they are. But and I'm not afraid to build another house. But before I lay any foundation, before I lay any concrete or have any walls built up, I just want to, I guess, I don't know. I just want to, I need to do what I need to do for me first before I start building that foundation. So
For sure.
that's kind of where I'm at. And I think that if somebody is ahead of you in building that relationship and you're still back here and they're up here and they're still kind of willing to be there and be patient with you, then that's really saying something, in my opinion. But if somebody's slamming the phone down and blocking you after 10 minutes of not responding to their call, well, that's not somebody giving you the benefit of the doubt. It's not. That's somebody that's not getting her way. It sounds to me like, and
That's
it
a
could
temper
be,
tantrum.
yes. That's why I asked you how old she was. I just would be like, the old me would have been like, mother trucker, I haven't heard from him in like 30 minutes. What the hell's he doing? Now I'm like, I'll hear from him in the morning. And that just comes with not a worry. You want to call me, call me. If you don't, don't.
Mm.
Yeah, that's insane. But that's what I'm saying. If a dude blocked the girl would be calling the dude all kinds of names.
You're right. You're right. You're absolutely right. And vice versa. I think that men too, same thing. I don't know. I think everybody's experiences with different kinds of people are different.
Hmm.
And I just feel like you're gonna get the girls who want everything and want to offer nothing. And then you're gonna get the guys that want nothing but get everything. You know what I mean? Like there's so many men and women that go into a relationship with an ulterior motive, and that's why
Hmm.
they crash so hard. There's ulterior motives. Everyone's trying to get ahead in life and ahead in the world, and then they've got this old secret. I mean, this is just my experience, but they have a whole secret life, and it's just like, oh my god, where seriously, it's kind of like, okay, and I
I
think
feel
I
like
just
I feel like low key. I know we don't have enough time, but I feel like another time I need to know this backstory because
I know it's a doozy. I'm telling you, it's a
you've mentioned Secret Life a couple times. It's
oh
like,
yeah.
It's like a true crime episode.
oh
Oh,
man,
I'm
that's
telling you,
crazy.
it is a the first 48 hours it should have been. I should have
Wow.
known in the first 48 hours, but I take blame for a big part of that because I should have known. But
A woman,
anyway,
a woman taking accountability.
Yeah, yeah. You got to. I mean, it's not all the guy's fault. If I'm letting him do this, what am I showing him? And the vice versa. If a guy keeps taking on what this woman's doing to him, it's his fault too. One time, what do they say?
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me 500,000 times, shame on me. I truly believe that. I really do now. I mean, everybody wants to feel loved. Everybody wants a best friend. Everybody wants that connection with somebody, knowing that you have a forever date kind of thing. And then, you're thinking that you've got it and then the whole world blows up on you. And it can make you or break you, so you get to choose. But
Wow.
I think men and women alike, I just think that if you go into something because you want to go into something, that's how it's going to work. But the person has to be at the same level as you. If you're going after somebody who's not ready, then that's just you chasing, you
I agree
know?
with you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you don't need to be chasing somebody that's not ready for you. But I've also gotten to the point now where God has put me in so many places that I was wondering, why are you putting me here? What in the world did I ever do to deserve this? But now I look at it as like, oh, okay. okay, I get it. I see where you're putting me. And I totally get it now. Like it's kind of like that trust factor we got to have in men and women. But I don't
And
know. I
we
just,
and we had that conversation this weekend too, because one of our neighbors was kind of having a moment, because she, some things had just kind of snowballed one after another, and I kind of told her the same thing. I said, I remember seeing it was a meme or a video or something like that, but it basically said, instead of thinking about why is this happening to me,
hmm
you should be thinking, what are you trying to show me?
right. You have to see what
And
yeah, exactly.
you have to see
Exactly.
what the lesson is,
Yep.
and whether you're spiritual or not,
hmm
um, it kind of still applies. Like, if
Yeah.
you're not spiritual, it's, what is the universe trying to show me? What is life trying to show me? What is the energy that I've put out trying to show me? What have I been
Yeah.
doing wrong? Right. So,
Yeah.
and for people who are spiritual, it falls right in there. What is God trying to show me about
Yeah.
the test that I'm going through at this point? Instead of sitting in the why, oh, woe is me
Right.
mentality, it's, what is this trying to show me? What am I supposed to be seeing from this? And it
Yeah.
changes your whole outlook on anything that you're going through.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. There's got to be meaning in something, and you have to be resilient. I mean, if you're going to live life to the fullest, it's kind of like, what do you want out of it, And you kind of got to find that person. You got to just find your person that's on the same trajectory as you. What is their path? And if their path is the same as yours, or even if it's not the exact same, but you have sort of an idea, I mean, you can create a lot of stuff together too. It's just a matter of finding the person that's at the same level as you, that that's my opinion. I don't know.
He I know you said you would love to be in a relationship. What do you feel like is what's your biggest obstacle? What's your biggest obstacle right now that's preventing you from finding
Man,
that person?
you gotta. That's gonna take another two. That's gonna take another 6 months. I would say that. What's stopping me? What's my obstacle? I would say that best friend factor is. It's not even about a best friend, but just like, I mean, for those that have felt that love of KP, I'm a lover boy. Like, I'm a total lover boy, but most people only see the savagery of
Are you hiding that lover boy side of you? Are you hiding it?
I have to,
He said the
because
savagery.
they only see the savagery. So like, I want it. It takes a certain kind of female to bring out that lover boy in me. But I love love. I absolutely love. And I would say an obstacle is just that it's just that people just are so fair weather, and I just don't. I have such an unconditional heart, and I'm a Leo, so I'm super loyal. I'm
Leo the
a ride
lion.
with you. If you ride with me, I'm gonna ride with you till the wheels fall off. And then if I meet someone and like, you stop talking to me because of something I post, or you stop talking to me because I don't text you back in a certain amount of time, or you stop talking.
I feel like this situation really hurts you a little bit.
No,
It did. I know.
It's happened. It's happened with a couple.
Soft on us?
It's happened with a couple of different females though, and so like, it's just those little things where I'm just like, I see that person, and I'm like, I couldn't be with that person if that's all it's going to take for her to stop talking to me.
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's where, like, I'm super loyal, because like, if a girl does something to me, it's not that I'm going to take it, but if it's something that we can talk through, like, not her messing with another dude, but if it's something like she pisses me off, because I'm really big on communication, I'm willing to talk through that. Whereas the women that I've met, they're like, I don't want to have that conversation. It's done.
I'd rather just go ahead and
Then they weren't ready. It just means they weren't ready.
And that's perfectly fine. And then if I needed to rely on the old reliable, which David knows what the old reliable is, then I could rely on that old reliable saying. But I try not to rely on that old reliable saying, because there's sometimes when I actually want things to progress past that stage.
Right. What's the old reliable saying? Come on, give it up.
New experiences will clear your mind.
The old reliable saying, Vicki, is at least I smash.
What?
That's
really?
the old reliable saying. That's the old reliable saying.
Okay.
So
okay.
It's.
Torian said there ain't no blank like new blank. I thought that's what it was.
T-Far, you're right.
I can't see. Oh, is it like bleeped out?
T-Far, you're right. You're right, T-Far. So yeah, I mean, I would, David, I would love to be in love. I would love to be in a relationship. But yeah, it just seems like people are so fleeting and unreciprocal, or I have to do X amount of things to get to you, to get to be reciprocal. And you never know who that girl is talking to as well, just like she doesn't know what other girls I'm talking to. So it's just like, it sucks. It sucks. It's a lot of pee, man. A lot of blue dye in this water, man.
You just haven't met the one yet.
You're right. I mean, but that's the thing, though. You never know. What's the one these days? I think the one is someone, and this is gonna sound like I'm jaded, but the one I think is someone that you're willing to put up with.
Maybe.
So you don't think that you don't think there's a soulmate. You're saying you think that you get to a point where you say, this person is the person I've been most compatible with, and I'm willing to work through issues with this person.
Do I think, I'm willing to work through issues with someone, but I think in general, I think that, and I'm going to use the old Hitch quote, every woman can be swept off their feet. You just have to have the right broom.
That's true.
Just like every dude can be tempted. Now, whether or not he may delve into those temptations is, that's neither here nor there. But I don't know if there's a true soul mate for every person in this world. I don't know if I think there's people that you innately bond with, but soulmate that you should be with maybe the rest of your life. I don't know. I mean, I would love to find that person if she's out there. I really would.
Looks like we lost Vicki. I know her internet was messing up. Maybe she'll pop back on, but here she is.
She's back.
She's back.
Sorry about that. I'm so sorry.
No, you good. We still here. No, but I definitely think that there is one person out there that you are ultimately most compatible with.
Yeah, I agree.
And I think
I totally agree with that.
And I think that, when you're dating, in your 20s, you're not looking for that. Even maybe in your early 30s, you're not looking for that. So you may have already met that person and messed it up. You may have already met that person. But I definitely do believe that there's one person that you're ultimately most compatible with in this world. Now,
yeah, I agree with that.
Or do you think it's just your turn?
Do I think it's what? Sorry. I had to go check the front. What'd you say?
Or do you just think it's your turn?
I mean, that person wasn't just sitting at home waiting for you to contact him.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
she was outside
but-
just like you was outside.
it could be just your season in that person's life.
I just think that it's all in somebody's timing. That's what I think. I mean, I believe
Timing is
that now
everything.
only because I think that just has come with age and experience. But I think that there's just a time for everybody. And you know how they say, stop looking and it'll come?
Is that what happened?
He said, but then what I'm gonna do?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not necessarily looking per se. I don't even know where to meet women besides going out. Like, where do you meet women at besides going out? The gym. If you go up to a girl too fast at the gym, you got to play that.
You look like a creeper.
Yeah,
you look like a creeper at that point.
Yeah, you got to wait at least 3 or 4 different times before the eye contact. Then you got to wait at least another 3 to 7 business days before you initiate contact. Then you got to wait another 3 to 7 business days before you talk to them.
Well, that's true.
That's a process. The gym approach is a whole process.
So where else? You guys are in relationships. So where am I supposed to meet?
Yeah, I you know what? So the person I met has been a person that I've known for a long time. And so I met him at an event actually last year, like in May, and I didn't start dating him until October. And it's been, there's been times where I haven't seen him for like maybe a month.
What?
But it's more than that now.
That
was at the beginning, but it's more than that now. But it was just, I let it happen. I don't know.
So in the beginning, it was one of them things.
Yeah.
And it developed into more.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
and I'm just,
that's you probably have been in that situation, Key, where it may have started off as one type of thing and developed into.
Yeah.
And sometimes those can be the best situation. But again, I mean, like you said, you never know. I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes, I don't know. Sometimes it could be the luck of the draw. I don't know. I don't know why some people find the one that's for them right away. And I don't know why other people don't. I don't know. But if you can find the one that has the same mindset as you, or the same heart as you, or the same way of thinking as you, is on the same path as you, then I think that you're golden. But if you can't and you don't, then you're either going to have to change a way that you're doing something, or they're going to have to change a way that they're doing something.
So more than likely, the man's going to have to change.
Vicki said we're too old for that to be changing.
That's where I'm at. And I'm not saying change. I mean, as in adapting. Maybe it's adapting. I mean, there's got to be values that you will not change for anybody. And I understand that wholeheartedly. But if there's something that you just maybe need to adapt to, I don't know. I mean, other than, I don't know. I just think that you can meet anybody anywhere.
Mm-hmm. You gotta go outside, Key, and not to the club.
Yeah, you ain't gonna find a good girl in the club. Come on.
But I don't do that very often anymore.
That's good.
Go to the club?
Yeah, I don't do that very often anymore. That's what I'm saying. I don't know where to find them.
I mean, you gotta go to social events. You gotta go to, like Vicki said, she met her dude at an event. So you gotta go to fundraisers like so my guy AC Caswell is having the Millionaire Mingle coming up. I want to say either November or December. You could go to that. Get dressed up and go.
There you go.
There's gonna be some single ladies there.
Go.
And it's a millionaire event.
Yeah, so the women gonna be like this.
Chevy
said,
the
men might be like that too.
Chevy said, I met my fiance playing co-ed flag football.
Hey, that's a good look.
Sport. Yeah, play
that's a good look,
sport.
Chevy.
There you go.
Co-ed
That's a good look.
softball,
Go
co-ed
to baseball
football,
games.
basketball.
Go to Suns games. Go to football games. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff you could do. You just got to leave your house.
I know, right?
That's the hard part.
Yeah.
Getting outside.
Yeah.
Outside costs money.
It's
That is very
$100 just to
true.
go out. Just to open the door, it's $100.
Just open the door. I know.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. That's
All
for
right.
sure.
Well, we had a great conversation today, y'all. Great conversation. Do y'all want to leave our guests with any parting words? Always, like, subscribe, share to everybody who's been watching. I think we've had like over 100 people watching so far. So, anything y'all want to leave them with? Any tidbits, any nuggets of pearls of wisdom?
Hey,
You're on, buddy.
don't be a fool. Wrap your tool.
Oh my God. Oh God. I don't
Vicki,
know
what
what
about
words.
you?
I would just say that keep moving. Just keep going. Don't ever quit. Success is always the best for revenge, and whatever's supposed to find you will find you.
Hell yeah, I agree with that 100%, 100%. So,
Totally. Yeah.
but I definitely want to thank my guests, Vicki Zangl and Keinon Perkins, for stopping in with us today. Thank you everybody who stopped by to watch, even if it was just for a few seconds. Like I said, like, subscribe, share. Hopefully you'll be seeing more of both of them in the future. Y'all always got an open invitation to stop back by the show.
Right
Tell Terry, we both got to come back on when Terry's on here. We both got to come back on.
Hey, I'm glad you said that because I'm gonna be out of town next week, so you and Terry gonna have to hold it down on Wednesday. So,
man,
it's
tell
gonna
Terry.
There
Man,
you go.
I'm ready anytime you guys are ready. I'm ready to engage in conversation anytime. Banter, I
I'm
love
down.
it. I love
I'm down.
For sure.
You got an
for sure.
opinionated white woman over here.
We need them, and not the Karens. We need them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, next Wednesday for sure, and then we're going to be doing a not political, but we're going to be doing a election night recap because election day is on Tuesday. Wednesday we got the show. We're gonna have hopefully we have a husband, one way or another, depending on whoever y'all vote for. But we're just gonna have a recap on Wednesday. That's gonna be crazy. We probably do like 2 hours on that day. That shit gonna be crazy. I'm telling you right now. But we got a couple of shows before that, so y'all get geared up.
Sounds good.
All right, peace. We out.
All right, guys.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
for
It was nice to
having
meet you,
me.
Vicki.
Nice meeting you.
Bye.
Talk soon.